Again, Glitch Trooper here, back for another vlog. I know it's probably not exactly the normal timing. Well, then again, I don't know if there's a normal timing for my vlogs. Anyhow, as I was going to say, I do have kind of various bits of news here and there, some of which might come up sooner than others. The thing is, I've been having a lot of family business this weekend-ish. And although it didn't really stop my whole Friday thing, the thing is that I probably won't be able to do my usual weekend stuff. So that's kind of a thing. My weekend videos that I normally do, my Magic and Mythos and Engendered Frontier probably won't be on this week. Although I do have something that I'll probably be uploading on Sunday that's also based with Interment of Doom. Kind of had it on reserve for a while. So that will be kind of interesting how that turns out. Uh, as for Magic and Mythos, I will probably need some more time to figure out where I was going to go after that last point anyhow, so it's kind of worked out for the best, as I just need to figure things out. As for some other upcoming news, a couple things, some Minecraft related. The thing is that I have heard that Forge 1.13.x will not really be considered complete. So, yeah, so 1.13.2 won't have a true Forge release, but it will have like alpha and beta types, so it won't be very stable. Kind of like the 1.8 situation with Forge, where it just didn't quite ever like fully pan out the way people were thinking it would. So if you played modded 1.8, you kind of know what I mean, and I have, so I definitely know what I'm talking about. Particularly crashy run, but very cool that I had with Solitary Craft Plus. The fact that I had so many things working on it simultaneously was nothing short of a miracle, especially with 1.8. And it's that kind of roughness where you're going, how did that even happen? That gets you to think very clearly what I mean when I'm saying that 1.13 Forge might be just about as unstable. However, the thing is, from what I've heard, the plan is that they're going to have full releases of it on 1.14. Whatever. So that's going to be kind of how things are going to go. And part of this has to do with how Forge is handling things in general. They're doing a massive overhaul where they're reassessing a lot of old stuff that they've had in it and kind of doing it mostly from scratch rather than from building on and on and on like they have been. And that means that it's going to take a lot of time for them to basically rejuvenate the whole thing. The 1.13 Forge will have some of that in there, but it just won't be quite as fully completed until 1.14. So the overhaul is going to be kind of spread out between those versions, but it'll be only like release style where they know it's going to be like considered stable in 1.14. So if you're a modder watching me, remember that 1.14 will probably be where the next thing's at, not 1.13. Although if you'd like to do some things in 1.13, go ahead. See if you can see if there's such a thing as 1.13 mod pack later. That might be interesting if it even works. Because again, I managed to pull it off on 1.8, so it's got to at least be possible. Because hey, I've done it before. I know. You can eventually find things that work together. And don't like just crash the game to the point where you are stuck never getting into your world. I have had crashes like that before, so I also know how bad that can get, so glad I avoided that with a few things. Another thing upcoming doesn't really have to do with Minecraft, per se, but just kind of a bit of variety. As I've already mentioned, I do have the alternate channel where I do Magic the Gathering on Fridays. That's kind of a special thing. Just take a break from Minecraft and go MTG for a while. That's been holding on pretty well for a while, in its own way. It's just the fact that I've been able to maintain myself on it the way I wanted to, which has been pretty good. But I might also... Okay, that dolphin just really wanted attention. But yeah, I might also wind up having some additional channels eventually. And although I will have some miscellaneous things on my main channel, I was also thinking possibly if people wanted to be interested in it, I might do some Binding of Isaac on an alternate channel. So that might be a thing. I am pondering it. I'm thinking about it in terms of YouTubing it, but I'm not entirely sure. it's kind of debatable at this time. I might just, well, I'm not entirely sure where I'm going with that, but it is one thing that's kind of about as random as Minecraft, where you don't know what's going to happen. And then that kind of gives it some good variety, and the fact it could go on basically like Minecraft, basically forever. So, yeah. That's kind of my news on that. So some's just a possibility, but some's like definitely things going on. I can't think of anything else major right now, per se. I mean, there's some things that might happen, like, no, I needed to adjust a few things here and there with some mod packs, but that's just minor news that you can kind of just keep up with as I'm going anyhow. It's not like a major deal. So I can't really think of anything else major right now, so I guess I can cut this one fairly short, actually. I've usually had like a lot more to talk to, excuse me, lips, a lot more to talk about whenever I've done these, but that was just kind of pretty good in a nutshell. So without further ado, I believe I will go with my usual send-off for doing these. And this time, my dolphin has stayed entirely in the aquarium. I find that very nice. Usually they wind up jumping out and I have to replace them. Anyhow, this has been Glitch Reaper. I'll be logging off. Hope to hear from you all later. And remember, as usual, join the parrot party. Yeah, parrot party! Forever! Yes.